What's up, y'all? You know what time it is? It's about to be that time.
Savage.
What is up, everybody? We are back with another chapter. Peak Peace. Shout out to Avalon for subscribing. Let's see here. All right. I'm excited. You know, we're once again back from a break. I imagine some of you in the chat have already seen Film Red by now. I'm going to get a video out for that. I'm sure some of you are seeing it today. Not going to talk about it until probably next week as far as like in a stream. Because I want to make sure everybody's seen it, but I'm going to try and get a video out soon about it so we can have a discussion in the comments over there. Let's see here. Just pulling up my OST as usual. All right. Will we get more Law and Blackbeard? That's what I want. But it's probably going to be an Egghead focused chapter. If I had to guess. Maybe we'll get that conversation between Zoro and Brook that we were talking about. I'd love that. More factions. Let's see. All right. Tyreek said I'm going to watch it tonight. Yep. That's why we're not going to get into that here. Yeah, we'll talk about the SBS stuff after the reaction. My guy Parvision's in here. What's up? All right, I'm getting the chapter up. All right, the 6 faces of Vegapunk. So are we going to just go around meeting the other ones? We're going to see Edison. We're going to see Pythagoras. Like, I'm okay with that. I figured we would have to see at least one of them this chapter. We need that moment where one of the other sides of the crew that's already met a Vegapunk satellite needs to meet another one and be confused when they address themselves as Vegapunk as well. That's just standard. So we've got Luffy and Uta on the cover of Jump, highlighting the North American release for Film Red. And that it's #1, apparently. All right, fantastic. Ooh, 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 color spread. Wow. Got Sanji paired up with Oven, Howling Gab with Katakuri, Jinbei and Helmeppo. It's a little weird. Lime Juice with a different hair color than he has in the anime and the film. Zoro and Kobe. And Uta with black wings. It's interesting. And then Luffy and Gear 5th. Red eyes. My man went Sulong. Alright. First page. Yeah, looks like we got disconnected for a second, but we should be back now. Not sure what's going on there. We're not even using the stream deck. So, all right. Lab stratum Egghead, the island of the future. The reason they stayed on the ship? Question mark. All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm trying to read what this thing says. It either says invincibility or invisibility. Huh. We got Zoro. We're getting some Zoro action. The way I see it, when it comes to a government island, you gotta think about who's gonna be around to bail them out if they get caught. Zoro's out here thinking. Caribou action. Okay. Yo-ho-ho! I was thinking the same thing. Would you care for some tea? Excuse me, sirs. You're still here? Hang on, just give me a moment of your time. I know our deal was to drop me off anywhere away from Wano, but I didn't think we'd be heading for a government island. Alright, so they had a deal. They had a discussion. So it wasn't that Caribou stowed away. It was that part of the parameters of him being on the ship in the first place was, you get in that barrel. Get in the barrel. Don't come out of that barrel. So they knew he was there the whole time. This is interesting. So Zoro says, I heard you helped our captain out. Appreciate it. See you around. These jerks, I'll remember this. Alright. Lab. Whoa. So is Caribou gonna go through the drip machine? The man who murdered Drip? That's the name of the fake Sanji, if you forgot. His name was literally Drip. And Caribou murdered him. Buried him alive. But he's probably alive. What am I talking about? Apparently Dripper's alive now, too. Anyway. The stairs are moving. They've never seen escalators. Alright. New steps are sprouting out of the ground. What kind of setup is this? How is it powered? You can say the whole island runs on fire. After all, you can convert its power into any kind of energy. Doesn't that burn through a load of natural resources? Oda's getting a little spicy here. I'm always looking into alternative fuels. If only there was such a thing as an eternal flame. Like the Maramara no Mi. Then I'd be able to make my very own sun. A sun? What the? Maybe that's why Vegapunk is so obsessed with Lunarians, actually. That Vegapunk has been studying Lunarians because he wants the eternal flame. Alright. What the? She's going right through the wall? Lilith. Hey, open up. Stop dilly-dallying and walk through. You should never let your own senses dupe you. Lilith-chan. What is it, Edison? So Sanji sticks his head through. So is this a situation where the others can't get in, but now Sanji can? Oh, okay, no, everybody can. Alright. We pass through too. Oh, wait, it turned back into solid metal again. Oh, wow. Now that's interesting. Because I thought it was just going to be a hologram door, but then once they went through it, it became solid? This is crazy. Alright, so this is the lab. Where did the Lilith get to? Hey. Y'all can keep going dead ahead. Who's that? Ugh, I'm still not feeling that Sanji drip. Speaks in a heavy Kansai accent. I'm Vegapunk Edison. Howdy. Now just keep walking, like I said. So is that supposed to be like a country accent here? Let's see. All right. Let's look for some future treasure. Future treasure like what? Like a flower made entirely out of exquisite antique gems. It's a weird fantasy. Can't tell if your taste is closer to a little girl or an old hag. Future kick. Alright, hey, what are you doing here, Jinbei? I don't think that's him. Doesn't he look a little too young? Well, my first guess would be he's his son. The first son of the first son? Eric, what's up, my guy? Yeah. But on second thought, maybe Jinbei was somehow turned into a kid? Now, I'm going with option 3. It's a coincidence. I mean, the kid's got wings, although there's an ominous air about him. Seraphim 04. Out with it. Who the heck are you? PX. May look like a kid, but he's just as big as the real Jinbei. Got a bad feeling there's a fourth possibility. He's a pacifista. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Oh, man. It's about to get spicy! This is all one giant trap. We should have known the government was never going to roll out the red carpet. Exactly. Does that mean they're using a clone of Jinbei as a soldier? But he's still a kid. I don't really want to fight him. Wait a second. Did he just use, like, Senor Pink's fruit right here? What's going on? Should I pop out to help? No, not yet. Frankie says, hey, I know that ability. This is Senor Pink's fruit. So... Jinbei. Okay, so we've got the star eyes inside. That's it. You just signed your own debt warrant. Let's go, Sanji. Oh. Been a while since we brought this out. All right. See those Sanjis in the chat? Yeah, we need to bring the heat on feet emoji back. Let's see here. Look, bro, he's got the heat on feet, bro.
Savage. He said the gods. It was food. Devil. It was spices. Certified drip. It's about to get spicy. Hey, hey, look. He don't feed. He don't feed. He don't feed, bro. He don't feed. He don't feed, bro. He don't feed. He don't feed, bro. He don't feed. He don't feed. He don't feed. I'm certified dripping. Catch me in my city. We about to get lit.
He got day 4?
Look, yeah, I got the heat. Got the heat, huh?
All right. I'm loving this Robin action, too. Sea Serpent. That was unforgivable. So, Robin's using her Fishman Karate on a Fishman. Pacifista. Is he picking up the floor, and then is it going to harden and hurt? Or is he using the floor as water? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Maxo said Sanji's fit as a ukulele type beat. Facts. So, Usopp just realized that Robin can use Fishman Karate too. Alright. Lethal Green Star, Skull, Exploding Grass. I'm getting like heavy Sabaody vibes when they were like all teaming up against the Pacifista. Let's see. I know this isn't Jinbei, but this still feels messed up. He's gone. Alright, so he popped up out. Grabs Usopp. Got this, Sanji. Usopp, don't move a muscle. Radical. Watch it, Shark. Beam. He just used a beam. Who in tarnation is this guy? I reckon this is... Okay. So, this is officially my favorite Dr. Vegapunk here. I'm really loving Edison's design. It's giving me vibes of like the ultimate god in Dragon Ball Super. I can't remember the little guy's name, but he's giving me those vibes. Definitely giving me those vibes for sure. All right. Zeno. Yeah, that was it. Exactly. Okay. You said it. Does he have the faintest idea how much one Seraphim costs? Rip his blasted skull off. Wouldn't go that far. Oh, Eureka. I've thought up a new invention. I'll leave the rest to you, Pythagoras. Have to jot down the blueprints right away, of course. My hands are always so full. At this point, I'd even take help from the cat. What? Alright, so Pythagoras... After seeing Edison, Pythagoras isn't that interesting to me. Like, Pythagoras limits the cool factor of Edison being different. But I'm still with it. You don't come across battle data this rich every day. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Let's get some input. Okay. Mark Creasy said, Edison is Foghorn Leghorn. Ideas won't stop flowing. York, be a doll and eat something for me. Sure thing. Okay, so that's York, aka Yolk.
Can you ask an egg, how do you have your yolk? You can't. Either man's got the yolk or man ain't got the yolk. Man's got the yolk.
Alright. Munch, munch, munch. Delicious. Bring seconds for Dr. York. Her current BMI is over 600. Alright. This is all very ridiculous. Mugsby said, look at Seraph Jinbei's arm. It has a little water compartment on his wrist. Wonder if he's spawning the water through that or using a liquid version of the ground. I think he's using a liquid version of the ground. I think he's using like a artificial or the real version of Senor Pink's fruit, hoping there's, you know, some more information on that in this chapter. I don't know. But then since it's turning the ground into a water, he's grabbing it because he knows fisherman karate and utilizing that.
Savage.
But I'm going back real quick just to look at this arm. Okay, so I see the wristband there. I don't think the wristband has much to do with him generating the water or anything like that, because it's on his right arm and he's using his left to do the fisherman karate, like water shooting. All right, so back to where I was here. The Seraphim's attack patterns have continued to develop as it grows. That suggests that one's lineage factor really does store some of our recollections and capabilities. This was something that I was actually going to bring up and talk about, because I was like, how does this Seraphim know how to use Fishman Karate, like, just off rip? So, stored in the lineage factor is literally Jinbei's ability to do these techniques. Alright. We should try and accelerate their growth, although that presents new obstacles. Green blood concentration has risen. Heart rate is up to 90 beats per minute. Okay, I really need the toilet. I'd go myself, but I can't afford to waste any time. Who is this little guy? Is this like a part of York? Or is this part of Pythagoras here? Who's saying that they have to go to the bathroom? Because it's Pythagoras, I mean, because it's York that goes to the bathroom. And then loses all of that body mass. I think it's Pythagoras' head. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It does look like Pythagoras' head, so it's just popping out. Okay. So now I'm on the double page. That hit the spot. Gotta punch something to help me digest. So they all share... Okay. Wow. Alright. So York just ate a whole ton of food. But they're all saying that they have to go to the bathroom or digest the food, because they're all still one person. Okay. So York falls asleep. So York is probably sleeping for them so that the other ones can stay up. Let's see. Dr. York's on today's 4th SDN cycle. Snack, dump, nap. All right. Yeah, that's enough, Seraphim. Return. I can't move. Edison, Lilith, Pythagoras. You three have had your fill too, right? Are they all going to merge with the main Dr. Vegapunk here? Aw, what a shame. Of course that scoundrel butts in when things finally get good. Guernica. I'm Dr. Vegapunk. Shaka. See, now this is certified drip right here. Ooh, the caution on the arm? I need this. I need this. I need this. Oh, that goes too hard. Let's see. So I actually missed the bottom part of the York page. Carry all the materials Dr. Pythagoras needs. Also, Dr. Edison is prepping for another experiment. Get to simulation room 88. All right. Let's see. So you must be the Straw Pirates. That's us. The hell did you do to our shoes? They're stuck to the floor. Who said this? Somebody said that these shoes would magnetize. Somebody said that. Dom's shoes can be magnetically disabled at any point while in the laboratory. So you're saying resistance is futile, then? I know better than to let my guard down around pirates. Wait, we've already met 2 Vegapunks. That woman and the other one on the speaker, yes. But I'm also Vegapunk. Yamil said Shaka can do it. Parvision said it. Well, that's a W for Parvision, so W's in the chat for Par. Let's see. Oh yeah. Did I mention I'm Vegapunk too? Do you like this? Do you think this island looks like the future? I'm loving that Shaka is like doing the cool anime guy thing where, you know, just talking from behind in the distance. Like this is awesome. I love this. Okay. Vegapunk just wants a bunch of praise here. Frankie says it's beyond the future. I mean, just look at those mecha sea beasts. There's also Vega Force 1 and the island Aircon 2. This is as futuristic as it gets. Never seen anything like this place before. Bro, what kind of goodies are you making here? I want to take a full tour to take it all in. There's no way you and I wouldn't get along. ... Feel me, Vega-chan? It's actually quite the contrary. This is an island of the past. Huh? Yep. This I kind of expected. We've talked about the ancient kingdom being, you know, being fully advanced. We were even told that they were advanced. E-Me Machine said Usopp's foreshadowing Vegapunk end of series. Alright, and then we're back to Luffy's group. Check it out, Chopper. You can tell because it's all rusted and stuff. It's real metal, not another hollow thing. What the heck? Could something like this really move? Good, how is that level of tech possible for something so ancient looking? What do you mean by past? What if I were to tell you that long ago there was once a highly advanced kingdom? Not unlike Egghead when it comes to technology. Want to ride it? Let's go. A civilization from 900 years ago. Would you believe me? 900 years ago. What was the world like back then? It was good enough to destroy a great cleansing. I like the meme at the end. You know, I'm something of a Vegapunk myself.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Oh boy. All right. Shout out to everybody in here. We got over 600 people in here. We just finished the chapter. Oh, wow. Where's the lie, though? Usopp been doing science? Facts. Peter Falk said, you think there may be a connection to the everlasting flame sun, the Lunarians, and even the One Piece? I think that there's a possibility. I mean, when I was reading that part, I assumed that that's why he is studying Lunarians in the first place, is because he's trying to find that eternal power. Right? Because, geez, I mean, anytime we saw King, he had that flame on his back. It was just there, it was burning all the time. Brandon King, member for 12 months, 1 year. 1 year keeping it savage. Thanks for the content. Thank you for the 1 year of loyalty. Bam. see here. All right. Kenyatta said, no way that I'm not high. No. No. Let's see here. Catching up with the chat here. Usopp will become Punk 07. Love it. Wabush said, Shaka is my favorite design in a long time. I agree. I said that Edison was my favorite, and then Shaka came in with that drip and just crushed everyone. Crushed everyone. That fit. Yeah. Woo! Shout out to the boy Ty. Lavish bracket Ty. Heel Ty Zoro. Sorry I'm late, Captain. You look on time to me. I got lost on the order of the panels a couple of times this chapter. Same. Why don't I think Vegapunk activates Kuma Seraphim to thwart CP0? That's interesting. Because if he's tracking everything that the Jinbei Seraphim is doing, then it would make sense that he's tracking the Kuma, right? But the thing is that he's got to play the game too. But it may be because he's tracking the Kuma Seraphim that he can actually see and hear everything that the Kuma Seraphim is seeing and hearing, and that's how he knows that he's going to die. Because he's tapped in. Because we see him tapped into the Jinbei. So if he's tapped in and it's basically a walking just like microphone, video phone, anything like that, then he already knows what's coming. But maybe he's just accepted it. Maybe he's like, hey, I'm old. I had to split myself into 6 people just to continue getting things done. I guess it's time. I don't know. I mean, like I said, when we first got introduced to the Seraphim and everything, and the satellites and everything, I said, like, he can probably control them, and he may be able to control all of the Kumas, and then we get like an Order 66 situation where he flips the switch, and then they all start turning against the government. And that was like a secret plan, like the fail-safe for the Revolutionary Army in the first place. So I think that I think that might be where we're going. So I think he will activate that Kuma Seraphim. But at first, we're going to have to fight it. And then once he realizes, like, okay, once the Straw Hats do something to allow Vegapunk to feel like he can trust them, because obviously he doesn't right now, even if the captain is, Luffy, who has a connection to Dragon, right? But Dragon and Luffy have no relationship, so he has no basis to understand what to expect. Once Luffy does something that Vegapunk feels like he can trust them, he'll flip that switch, I think.
Savage.
Let's see here. Damo Dash. Right. Not to be confused with Dame, said, what are your thoughts on Zoro and Brook being the first to fight CP0? We talked about this a little bit last week, but I'm on board, right? if they land and they run into them first, it's going to parallel Water 7 because Kaku, went to the Mary to basically see what needed to be repaired if the Mary could be repaired. That's where Zoro and Kaku met. So re-meeting Kaku on the Sunny, right? Protecting the Sunny. When the intention for Kaku was to, repair the Mary, now Kaku would be trying to destroy the Sunny or something like that. Would be interesting. Would be interesting. Because the other thing too is, right, is that Zoro is going to have to, focus on Lucci. And it's probably going to be Brook that's going to have to go after Kaku or Stussy. But the fun thing that I like about it is that Brook has never fought a Cypherpole agent. He is the only member of the crew that has never fought anybody in Cypherpole. Which is why I was hoping he was going to go up against some CP0 members in Wano. But now he has the opportunity to, if that's the way that Oda wants to go with everything. Catching up. Ace 2532 said Seraphim Jinbei fought 7 of the crew by himself, tanked their strongest attacks, minus Nami and Frankie, and still was unscathed. SSG is legit. We got told this in 985. Kaido was shaking. He was like, hey guys, they have a force that they're comfortable with believing can take us on. Okay? He was shaking a little bit. Even while working for the world government, giving them weapons. He's like, I know they're about to turn on me. Even though I've been, dealing with them. So, I'm teaming up with Lin Lin because I feel like that's the only way to really, combat all of this. David Super Chat said, do you think Senor Pink is on the island since this seems to be the most recent Seraphim? You think it's the most recent one? See, my thinking with the Seraphim still is that they've only been cooking for about 2 years or so, or maybe 4. No, it's somewhere between 2 to 4 years, right? Because Caesar blew up Punk Hazard. I think they were starting the operation there, then relocated to Egghead and started the Seraphim project. 5 years gets us a 20-year-old. We don't have any 20-year-old Seraphims except maybe Kuma, who was probably the first one, right? They may have recently released the Jinbei. It's possible. But, I mean, this Senora Pink thing is wild. What did they do with Senora Pink after Dressrosa? That's just crazy. Did they kill Senor Pink and farm his fruit, or did they take lineage factor from him? But it's also why would they think that Senor Pink would be that important? Are they utilizing people in Impel Down? Is this how we get an Impel Down connection? Will Doflamingo's Seraphim have his power?
Savage.
Can you imagine that? When we finally see Dofi's kid Seraphim, and he has the Ito Ito no Mi. That'd be crazy. There's so much we really go down a rabbit hole here just off of this. And we will. Diz of the Ghost said, the eternal flame Vegapunk is talking about could be nuclear power. Otto Octavia's voice. Power of the sun. The palm of my hand. DJ BJ32 said everything's from space. Everything. Lucy B said any sufficiently advanced tech is indistinguishable from magic. Devil fruit will be some science weapon mumbo jumbo. Probably. Wave Master said Kizaru's fruit is being used while he's alive. Yeah. It doesn't mean that Senor Pink is dead. Because even Kaido, his lineage factor was extracted, and he made a fruit from that. Doflamingo could very well still be alive and impelled down, but they took his lineage factor and, you know, his fruit as well. So we could see, this could be like an entire, like, impel down operation, where one of the Seraphim also has, like, the Mane.
Savage.
That they, like, were farming Bon Clay, and then that's how Luffy finds out that Bon Clay might be alive, or dead. You know, I mean alive, but, you know, he may consider that. You know, maybe a conversation to consider. But Kizaru, the Pacifistas have a Paramecia-style version of his laser. So, it's just, this is just wild. Reese said, I think Lucci will also join the Alliance. Him, the epitome of blind loyalty, question the world government. We might not have a battle. That's hard. That's hard to say. I don't want any justice for Lucci. I don't want to redeem Lucci. There's two characters I don't want to redeem. Lucci and Akainu. I want them to both stay bad. But at the end of the day, Lucci just wants blood. So, I don't know. He might be on whatever side gets him that blood. Nora said, did Jinbei fight a Cypher Pole? Yeah, Who's Who was CP9, so... Let's see here. Diz of the Ghost said, peep the 98% on the tank behind Jinbei. Thoughts? Let's pull that up and see what we're talking about here. Ah. That might mean that that Seraphim is 98% ready to go, and that we'll see one open during this. And it'll probably be that Doflamingo one, too. Watch. Mark said 0 deaths Kaido. Bro. Yeah, I have so much to say about all of that. So much to say. I'm going to go off soon. Brandon King said, it's shown York has an appetite and stomach large enough for all the Vegapunks. Maybe Bonnie is a Vegapunk experiment, and that's why she has a big appetite stomach. Bonnie the Glutton, also looking very much like York. Like, York looks like Bonnie. I like the line of thinking. I don't know if we can go there, though. I don't know if we can go there. That would just be crazy. But this is One Piece. Maxo said Dofi's family is a devil fruit gold mine. Facts. I'm betting they have them locked up somewhere and are extracting lineage factor or something. Yeah, so we could see Gladius's fruit, you know, someone like use that in a more devastating way. Hika's fruit. Diamante. I don't want to see Sugar's fruit again. I don't think we need to deal with that. I think that's just going to bring a host of problems. Giola's fruit was a lot of fun, and that would be pretty interesting to see come back. I don't know. Doug says, do you think Dofi's Seraphim will show us his real eyes? No, because all of the Seraphims have those star eyes, so no matter what, I don't think it's going to be that way. But I do like, I can't remember who said it, but the idea that one of the reasons they're mad at Vegapunk is because he extracted lineage factor from a Celestial, so... Wordy Omen said, I think Senor Pink is alive. I do too. Frankie realizing his BFF is dead and Vegapunk is evil would feel similar to the Hogback storyline. That's true. That's true. You know, I mean, it could be a situation where some people don't survive the extraction process. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. And maybe that's why Oda gave us that cover story request page where it was Frankie and Senor Pink having that drink that they talked about, because Frankie's never going to actually have that drink or have the opportunity to have that drink in the canon.
Another one.
That's wild. Lucy B, member for 18 months, said, Advanced Ancient Kingdom still lost. A traitor? I mean, there's always going to be some, you know, traitor angles and everything are things that Oda, you know, loves to play around with. I'm more so interested in Vegapunk's connection to the Ancient Kingdom and his knowledge of it, and then him being able to exist with that knowledge. But I'm glad that Robin's in the room to hear anything that he's got to say. Joe Malomo said, I like Randy's Chris Pratt as Mario cosplay. Oh, yeah. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. We had heat on feet this chapter. Like, what am I supposed to do? Not wear the apron? Come on. Oh, Ty got caught. Yamil said, how about a punk ranking now that we have them all? Yeah. Shaka. Edison. Lilith. York. Pythagoras. Atlas. I don't really care for Atlas. But it's Pythagoras and Atlas at the bottom for sure. Now, those rankings may shift and everything, but that's just off, you know, initial feels and vibes. I need more York to put them above Lilith. I like York. I like I mean, the introduction's great, but I think it's just we've had more time with Lilith, and I find Lilith to be a little interesting. Let's see. Demo Dash says, does this mean it's advanced tech on Laugh-Tail? Potentially. Potentially. Pythagoras can use docking, though. Did I notice that the Vegapunk Pythagoras is designed after a robot from Chrono Trigger, where Akira Toriyama made artwork for? I did not, but I would love to see a picture of that robot, Because I know that Vega Force 1 is Gigantor. And Atlas is kind of like a mix between Astro Boy and Roll from Mega Man. Edison really looks like Xeno from Dragon Ball. Yeah. With all this advanced tech, how did the Ancient Kingdom lose? From Lucy B. Yeah, I mean, the world... See, the way that I think of the Ancient Kingdom is that there had to be... There had to be a traitor. Because that's the whole thing. It's someone that got close to whoever was the, you know, the kingdom leader, everything like, you know, a vizier, something like that, that just... Basically, I think that what happened to the Ancient Kingdom is going to be like a microcosm of Wano. Like it's going to be a parallel to like Orochi's rule. This person who came in that had no rights to the throne, that, you know, basically weaseled their way in, and then at the same time committed a genocide that affected the entire world, and now there's a void century. So that's where I'm at with that. Lucy said, ironic connection between Wano, who are so backwards, and the Advanced Kingdom. Facts. Yep. Noel said, Void Century backstory coming soon? Probably not. Probably not. But, you know, we might get a little tease, little tips. Catching up. Giselle Jones said, wow, almost 30K. Yep. I remember when I first subscribed at like 1K and thought you should have 100K with the heat you put out. Appreciate that. Burn said, bro, this chapter was crazy though. Community got a huge W. Oda feeding them out. Carmelo says Lila looks like Bulma too. I mean, maybe if they end up having blue hair, I could go with that. Brandon King said, I feel like Joy Boy's D clan members were all his disciples, like Jesus, meaning there was indeed a Judas. Yeah, I mean, very possible. And Oda loves, you know, incorporating all types of religions in the story, so it's not off base to think that way. Let's see. Nerd Culture said, hi, Captain, I'm late. What a chapter. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe Mon said, is it better to watch the Uta filler episodes before I go watch Film Red? I mean, they released after it released in Japan, so obviously Toei didn't think that you needed it for the movie. It's kind of... I don't know. You can watch it without, you can watch it with. I don't think watching them improves the experience. It didn't improve it for me. I still loved Film Red, but I feel like those episodes should have been in the movie in some form. I mean, you're left wanting a little bit of the relationship between Uta and Luffy, and you get that in those episodes. I don't know. It's up to you. But we're not talking about Film Red in the chat, guys. Not until next week when everybody's had a chance to see it. Prappy said 1065 or 1064, Randy, you were going to claim a chapter. That's true. Which one is the better birthday chapter? I mean, we got some good fighting in this one. We got heat on feet. We had some certified drip with at least with Shaka. I like 1064 better as a chapter, but I like the ending of this chapter better. You know, like this, the final page of this chapter is like, oh, okay, like we're getting into some stuff. Whereas like the final page of the last chapter was like, oh man, this chapter was so good. And then you put Sanji in that fit. Like, I don't know. I'm probably leaning 1064 though. Or this. I don't know. They're both. Let's see. Yeah. So guys, we're not talking about Film Red in the chat. We can talk about Film Red next week after I feel like everybody's seen it. All right. Some people are seeing it today and haven't seen it yet. Diz of the Ghost said, did Vegapunk come to Egghead because of the connection to the Ancient Kingdom? If not, why didn't Emo destroy it? Excited to see young Blackbeard and Croc. I'm definitely excited to see Croc the most. That's such a good question. But the other thing too is that I think that it's probably possible, right? Everything above where Luffy and the gang are, right? That's all stuff that Vegapunk has created based on blueprints or things that he's possibly found. The real like stuff from 900 years ago and everything is where Luffy and Bonnie are. Like none of the like regular Egghead is stuff that survived that. That's all. There may have been stuff like that, but the government definitely destroyed that. Whereas here, somehow this stuff survived. And he probably knew that. Probably something related to the Revolutionary Army, you know, because they were probably trying to uncover the ancient history as well. And they've probably already gotten pretty close or already know. And looks like that is definitely a hood on Sanji's Hawaiian shirt, which is just one of the most egregious things that Oda's ever done. Like, we basically have confirmed that Sanji's Hawaiian shirt has a hood on it. Terrible. Terrible. Ohad said, damn, I thought you started now as usual. No, this is an hour after the time that I normally go, unless there's been some... do we have daylight savings already? Did that happen? Let's see. Awesome chapter indeed. Oda keeps on strengthening the tie between the ancient kingdom and the moon through technology nonetheless. Yeah. Mango Mark said, what if Egghead was destroyed and we're only seeing its ruins? That's how I feel. I feel like everything Vegapunk is building is on top of the ruins. So... Wave Master said Hawaiian shirt with hood is goblin activity. The drip is negative. Ty said he keeps getting micro caught. Let them know. Let them know what's going on. All right. I gotta. Oh, Ty. I meant to send you this, man. I gotta comment on like the last stream.
Savage.
They said my tinfoil theory is that one of your bosses is like in the Discord, so they wait for the ping, and then they start looking for you. Now let's see. Do this reread of the chapter. See if there's anything that we missed. Very motivated with the super said, Oda had Shaka design on the back burner this whole time, and Sanji gets a hood. You already know how I feel. It's exactly the same as I feel. All right. This. Not good. Not good.
Gonna cry?
I said it makes too much sense. I think we figured it out. Phantom said Ty's gonna change his username to Tire 2 will. Tyrone will. I mean, it looks that there's no way to pronounce that though. Jake Wilson said, just finished Dressrosa with my girlfriend. Should we see Film Red this weekend or catch up to the current story? Do not watch Film Red. Don't watch it. Yep. I think you can watch Film Red safely after seeing Whole Cake Island. But I would not watch it after Dressrosa. You can watch Film Gold with her. Film Gold, yeah. And then after Whole Cake, you can watch Stampede and probably Red, but because Red technically takes place in a nebulous space around Act 3 of Wano, like after Act 2, but before Act 3, and it doesn't necessarily make sense, but you can get by. Emil said nothing's more unholy than a Hawaiian hoodie. It's facts. Crappy saying watch after Wano. You don't need to. You don't need to. Because there's nothing that ties it to Wano, really, other than like one moment. Burns said, tinfoil theory is that people can have special properties as manifestation of their haki. For example, Ashura and heat on feet. And people who are able to master their haki make devil fruits after death. So when they die, their soul becomes a devil fruit, and whatever their haki manifestation was is what becomes a devil fruit. That's pretty tinfoil. That's pretty tinfoil. Yeah. I think that there's an element of it where someone's soul is like involved. But heat on feet, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that Sanji's been spliced with Lunarian DNA. And until Oda tells me otherwise, like, that's my headcanon. Is that the Lunarian DNA was spliced into Sanji, and because of it, he has the fire properties, but, you know, not much else. Dizza said, Barry boss, censor call once the stream starts. Yeah. I wonder if all of the Seraphims are going to be able to do the Senor Pink thing, or is it just the Jinbei Seraphim? Kainer B said, but he doesn't have any likeness to Lunarians? Yeah, he does. He makes fire. He doesn't have to have a physical likeness if you're just splicing DNA. Granted, the Seraphims do, but that's because they probably got more of it. You know, what Sanji had was a concentrated dose that just focused on the fire, perhaps, in the same way that I feel like Niji probably has mink DNA, and that's why he's able to use a version of Electro. That's my theory. Because the other thing, too, is that when Queen was looking at Sanji using his power, he was just like, are you a Lunarian? And I think the point of the fact is, kind of. This said Ty's boss is playing the Michael Myers theme, looking for him. Alright. So I'm rereading the chapter here. It's kind of wild to me that Caribou is, you know, was just like he had a deal to be on the ship. Like, that's crazy to me because he was acting like he was hiding, you know? Caribou getting kicked off the ship, though, is going to... Oda's setting up another save for Caribou to come in, you know, and do something really important. One of my favorite panels in the chapter is definitely just Sanji poking his head through the hologram. Because he's definitely like doing the leaning legend right there.
I
another one.
Like it's the same energy. It's the same energy coming in. My guy Ty, member for 6 months, said, "I've been a member longer than this. You sure have." Also, Cap, your thoughts on the green blood? Is that Fishman blood color? That might just be Seraphim blood color. That might be like whatever concoction they did in the Seraphims generates a green blood. But when Luffy and Jinbei did the transfusion in Fishman Island, it did seem like, you know, blood was red. And I think that was also, wasn't that like a line or something? Or am I thinking like maybe of a different movie or TV show that was like, you know, trying to talk about the same theme, is like the same color blood runs through all of our veins, you know? So I think the distinction that this blood is green is just a Seraphim thing. Saeed said, remember in Udon when Luffy promised him a ride on the ship after Wano? True that. That did happen. It's more so just the way Oda set up Caribou on the ship in like 1061. Because it just seemed like he was stowing away, you know? Burns said, I'll be completely transparent with you all. Single best moment this chapter was Usopp trying to convince Vegapunk that he's also Vegapunk. Could you imagine if he was just like, oh, yeah, sure, and then like undid his boots? The narrator said that in Fishman Island during that scene. Okay. Can we get York on Bonnie's crew? Crappy said, how do I become a member? And then Dizza responded, there's an option to join next to the subscribe button. Yeah, you want to get, you know, join the emoji squad and everything like that. And while you're at it, guys, we're close to 30K. Like, comment, subscribe if you are feeling the vibe. Okay. Going back in here. Continuing the reread. Let's see. Okay, so they go through the hologram door that somehow turns into a real door. I also love Nami doing the future kick, which is great. And I like that it was this group that ran into Seraphim Jinbei and not Jinbei himself. I find that, you know, more interesting. It would have been interesting either way, but, you know, this gives us a better time here. Shout out to Mag Mortar for joining the channel. Another one. Appreciate you. Later, Reese. My guy Mark Creasy, member for 15 months, said, never use this, might as well use it for good. He said, like, comment, subscribe, everyone. A. I love that we got a pacifista battle this. Magmortar said, I just joined. It's that easy, chat. Look at that. Magmortar's riding W's.
Another one. Woo! Another one.
EJ said, ever since Robin has been revealed as a Fishman Karate and Dragon style user, her fighting prowess has risen sharply. Definitely. Vern asked, are we leaning more into the Seraphims only being the original warlords? Probably. I don't know if we'll get Blackbeard. I mean, it would be interesting. But I think I think it's better if it's the original 7, but I'm okay with there being a Kaido Seraphim, just because of how much Kaido was experimented on. So I'm okay with that. Hey.
Lavish bracket. In a lavish bracket. Gotta have it. Racks I got.
The flex got tie.
Beat my fabric. Do you
Coming
see this
through.
jacket?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Pay my taxes. Trust me, you can track it. Another one.
Common tie W for sure. I said, Captain, can you please call YouTube and tell them to correct my membership stats? I refuse to be shown below mark. I can call YouTube, but I'm going to be on hold for 10 weeks. They don't listen to anything, man. You know, look at people trying to get their channels back and stuff. Remember the totally not Mark situation, everything like that? Like how hard it was for him to get a hold of YouTube for anything. I would love to do that. If I could, you know, magically waive that, by all means. Like, but the thing is it's just a number, man. We know you're here. We know you've been here. We know this. All right. Ty, member forever. What's my thoughts on more Seraphim out there? I really think that there's going to be less than 10 Seraphims. One, they've been explained that they are super expensive to make, right? Now, they may be working on more. We may run into a room, like I've suggested before, that is like Judge's room, where there's just a bunch of clones and everything like that. And we're going to have to destroy that room before they all unleash. Yeah. A buggy Seraphim would be hilarious. Ty said, now that Mark was being a dummy, not our Mark. He's a G. That's facts. All right. And no offense to, you know, totally not Mark, but I mean, man really was out here with all the anime clips in his videos. Does it say Robin's a grass, dark, and fighting type now? And water, apparently. He's got water moves. Man said only the best for young Mars. Oh. Chen's asking for the 1066 spoilers. Well, we got to finish the reread. We're almost through the reread, and then we'll be able to get to that. All right. So let's see here. I'm surprised that Sanji allowed himself to walk into this trap, though. Sanji's smarter than this. For Zoro to be the one that hung back to be able to save everybody, that's a Sanji job. But Mark said, oh, phew. Thought Ty didn't like your boy. Nah, we all family here. Now, this is interesting, and I kind of missed this on the first read. Before Jinbei does his dive, there's a thing that goes beep beep. So, was that a signal being sent to him in order to activate that? Does he have to cycle through different fruits? Can he only use one fruit at a time? Does he have multiple fruits logged? What is this beep beep? Is anybody talking about this beep beep? Drake's got a new album out?
Another one.
Is this the collab with 21? Ace 2532, remember 4 months, said, imagine Caribou gets a snail and calls up Croc. I mean, you know that's what I've been pulling for. The Cross Guild pulling up to Egghead would be so dope and would probably lead to an alliance against Cypherpole. Definitely. You know I need this. I need Caribou to call up Croc. That's the theory. That's the agenda. That's why Caribou is right next to Croc right there. Because that's his boy. Okay? But the other thing, too, is that if Caribou tells Croc that, like, Pluton is in Wano, I feel like Croc would probably go to Wano, though. Chad Ocho, member for 17 months, said, cheers on a great stream cap. Off to see Film Red. Enjoy it, Chad. Enjoy it. Relish in it. All right? Third act is crazy. Yeah, I know Jinbei had something on his hand, but this beep beep is like coming from his wing or his like head. It's not coming from that thing on his wrist. That thing on his wrist might be like just an identification thing. You know, like when you go to the hospital or something. What about Sumo? Join the channel. Appreciate you. Welcome. Welcome. This is crazy, just seeing like Jinbei using Senor Pink's fruit, right? Even if it's like a clone.
Another one.
In the shot where Jinbei grabs Nami, there's a real good look at the wristband. Maxo's saying that he thinks it's like a window into the arm to see the blood or something. I'm thinking that it's... I mean, I see where you're coming from. We'd need another shot of it, you know, like if it's always looking like that, or if it's just a wristband. Barry got dark. Say, we're laughing about a buggy Seraphim now, but when they make one, send him after Shanks and old boy hesitates and it's his demise. And we'll see how funny that buggy dupe is. And then we just get a, complete 1014, 1008, parallel there. How can you strike down the face of a friend? Alright, so then we got the heat on magnet feet. Comes in with a solid kick. Be out with it. Who the heck are you? Need to see that one. Oh. Now I see what you're talking about there, Maxo. Yeah, there might be something to that. Because those look like some sort of bubbles or something, yeah. That's interesting. Did we have that on any of the other pacifistas, though? Because I don't remember us ever noticing that with the Boa one, with the Kuma one, with the Mihawk one. Were they just obscured to where we never saw that? Oda's definitely going out of his way to make sure that that's there in just about every shot there. Very interesting. I like this fierce Robin though. Like she's playing no games. She's ready to go. Let's see. Yeah, this Seraphim really tanked a radical beam also. But at the same time, wouldn't that explosion hurt Usopp? Like, that's a huge explosion and it didn't do anything to Usopp. So you'd said Eureka's a product of TCB, it's not there in the original? Alright, so they're putting their own flair in there. Okay. You know what's interesting too is if you look at the panel where Lilith and Edison are first talking, like right after the Edison Oda box. The thing behind them kind of looks like what we're seeing on the wristband for Jinbei. Like, there's all these little circles. It's almost like a planetarium inside of something. I'm wondering if that's the connection. There might be a connection there. Usopp's too starstruck to be damaged. Maxo said Usopp took like, let's see. $1,468,023 ulti headbutts. Exactly that. Exactly that. So they're calculating all of this battle data. So does this mean that at some point during the arc, we'll see something utilizing what we've already seen in this fight? Like, will they make modifications to something to the point where this is interesting. I also just noticed that Edison, while also looking like Zeno, also looks like a fusion between Stewie Griffin and Electa Kid. Like the pre-evolution to Electabuzz. Did I talk about the SBS yet? No, I haven't, because I'm doing my reread of the chapter, and then we'll get into some stuff like that. Wumbo said, I think I need more, that they think that I need more One Piece figures. Well, good news for you. We'll be getting more. Let's see. Nerd Culture said if Roger's Order 66 theory is true, Roger's Order 66 theory. Well, I have an Order 66 theory. What's Roger's theory? Because my theory is that there's all these Kumas around at Marijoa, at Marineford, all over. Seraphims, everything like that. And at the end, Vegapunk and Dragon can flip a switch, and they're all going to turn on the world government. So, Nerd Culture said, if that theory is true, imagine Dragon giving orders to the Seraphim in Palpatine's voice. He already dresses like him. All we need is a distorted face. But at the same time, I mean, we'll see if anything's going to happen with them. My opinion on the green blood thing, that's what they've got in the Seraphim, and that's it. I like Maxo's idea that is what we're seeing on Jinbei's wrist, is showing the green blood. So there's just a lot of confirmation here that they all are a hive mind. They all feel the same things. They all share one body, right? So York eats all of this food, but Pythagoras feels the need to go to the bathroom because of all of the food that York ate. But they cannot go because they can't waste any time. So they have to wait for York to go to the bathroom, and then they feel relieved. And then they all collectively say that hit the spot. So these little robots are confirming that Edison is prepping another experiment. So this is based off the notes that he's learning in this particular fight. So we're going to see something doing the same attacks that we saw in this chapter somehow. Juan Carlos said that he's in the cinema. Time to watch One Piece Film Red. Enjoy it, Juan. Enjoy it. Have fun. See here. All right. That's enough Seraphim return. So he's sending the Seraphim away so he can have a conversation with the Straw Hats. So the interesting thing about this is that when Luffy gets hit with the magnet shoes, he's still going to be able to stretch and everything. He may even be able to stretch out of the shoes. That's a possibility. And Chopper may be able to switch forms and get out of the shoes. Just trying to think about things. Robin should still be able to fight. Whether she's magnetized or not, because she can create a clone. Robin may be able to create a clone and send it somewhere and start like doing a search during all of this while she's listening to Vegapunk and like do some reconnaissance. That would be fun. I can see the anime like really dragging this out and like doing the cool guy tropes, similar to like what they did with Crocus when on his arrival and like making that a gag. I could see this being one of the funniest gags in the series, that like he's just far away with his back turned to them and he's got like this real cool guy voice, and it's just, do you think this island looks like the future? And then they may play like some like music or something, like a guitar like hit while he's talking or something synthy. And then Frankie's going off, you know, just gushing, and Shaka's just not responding because he's a cool guy. And it plays the stinger again. And then this really elaborate pan, cool guy pan to his face. It's actually quite the contrary. This is an island of the past. Yeah. Crocus joke is SS tier. It's not just S tier. It's an SS plus tier. Somebody's gonna die. Me. Gross. Gio said Doflamingo with Treble's power, maybe? If Jinbei had the swimsuit. I do not want to see the Beta Beta no Mi anymore. Doofy. I mean, I think it makes sense if like they have the Doflamingo, but he also has the Ito Ito. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, let's go for it. Shout out to my guy Ty. Back at it. W's in the chat for Ty.
Lavish bracket, in a lavish bracket. Gotta have it. Racks, I gotta have it. Beat my fabric. Do you see this jacket? Pay my taxes. Trust me, you can track it.
Ty said, Captain, I noticed Nami telling Zeus to stand down when he offered to help, which is an indication of her getting stronger, but it low-key bugs me to see this Yonko crew not yet decimate foes. Like, there's still a way to go before they collectively stand up to Blackbeard's crew, and I fully expect them not to decimate them either. It would be nice to, you know, have some sort of group that they just kind of tackle very easily, but at the same time, like, we're in the new world, and like the foes have to get stronger. So that's tough. That's tough. Flex God Ty back at it. I'm running back to that line. Got the climb attacked. Should I pop out to help Nami? Not yet, Zeus. See, the thing here is Oda's trying to go for the drama of it. That's the problem. Is that he's trying to go for the drama that they're going up against someone that they know, right? So this is the Kiku and Kanjuro clone thing all over again. Nami doesn't want to hurt Jinbei, even if it's not the real Jinbei. So that's why we're not getting sent out the Zeus for, you know, some proper action here. But it also means that Vegapunk did not get any data on Zeus as well, which may be the actual purpose of it. That might be the real purpose. That Zeus is what's going to get them out of something. I could actually see that, with that just being like such a throwaway line right before Jinbei, like, you know, uses Senor Pink's powers. Because then your focus is on the Senor Pink thing, which is where my focus was. And I'm glad that you brought me back to that, because now I think that there's a scenario, right? Because we don't have Brook to like use his soul form to get them out of a situation later on or anything like that. But Zeus may be able to fly out of the climb attack, and like say they get imprisoned or whatever, Zeus may be able to get the key. Some situation like that. There may be like an opportunity for Zeus win because Vegapunk doesn't know that Zeus exists. But it does hurt to see Yonko crew not like just trashing some people. That's why I wanted Luffy to fight Jack and like just like really just low diff the guy. Right before heading back to Kaido on the roof after he fell off. What if Dofi had Corazone's fruit? That would only hit if Law was here. If Law was involved in this arc, I would say that would be a definite possibility. But considering that Law has nothing to do with Egghead, that I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. What alternative fruit would be interesting in a Dofi Seraph? Well, it's got to be something that like lines up thematically, right? Because here, Jinbei is a fishman, right? So now, without being able to go into the water, anything can be water for the Jinbei Seraphim. So that makes sense, right? So it would have to be another fruit that kind of lines up with Dofi. And I think it just makes sense for him to have the power that he had. But, power that he has. Version of that. But if it's all, like, simply I mean, I could see like Diamante's fruit, because as a Celestial, he would want higher defense to guard himself. So turning into anything into like a shield or something could be interesting. I think if they have fruits, I don't think it's going to be entirely random. I think there's going to be some sort of thematic relevance to it. The jacket fruit. No. Catching up here. Let's see. Flamingo Zoan? Ha! Ha! That's a funny thought, Prappy. That would be hilarious. What is this Mario business? The new table? Alright. This ain't even our final form. Alright, Gio. What are we settling with a poll? It's croc business? Because I know there's been a lot of croc talk in here. And not crocodile. Do I think Croc could rock Crocs? I mean, it would ruin the whole fit. Like, you can have a god tier fit, but if you've got some chanclas on or you got some Crocs, I don't know. I don't know. That's why Luffy has had like negative drip the entire series. My man finally put some shoes on this arc. Probably his best fit. Crocs or slides? I mean, if I have to choose between the two, it's probably slides. But, nah. Neither. Neither. Alright, so let's talk about 1066. Let's think about where we go from here. I think we get some lore from Vegapunk. It's either we get lore from Vegapunk or we skip past that and it's just Luffy, Bonnie, and Jinbei finding different things and coming to their own conclusions. Which may be how we start. We may start 1066 with Luffy and the gang like just finding something interesting among the rubble, right? Then we cut back to Vegapunk, Shaka, like explaining a couple of things. Well, Vaha said Shaka is the trippiest character in One Piece. I'm inclined to put them up there for sure. They're in the conversation. I gotta see the colors. If it's gold and black, yes. We need something else. It's got to be something unexpected. Either, you know, a marine ship showing up, Cypher Pole showing up, Zoro getting an alert for something at the end of the chapter. I think the chapter could end with Zoro, like, finding something or dealing with something. Or that's going to be, like, the following chapter, but... So the next chapter is 1066. 1067 is 100 chapters since 967, which was the He Laughed chapter, right? So if Oda wants to drop any sort of lore or any bomb, I think it would probably come in 1067 more so than anything else. Because Oda likes to do that. 100 chapters later, we'll get some heat. We've been getting heat, but I mean like that. Like preheat the oven to 450 degrees heat. Blue and black, drippy or no blue and black, I can rock with that. Tron colors, yeah, I'm down for that. That would actually be the best for me if I, you know, because I want that jacket. And if it's got some blue in there, all right, let's go. Chin said 1066 Gaimon Seraphim reveal. I mean, there's a lot of foreshadowing for that, so. Luffy's a toes out kind of guy, for sure. Brandon King said perhaps Dofi has Miss Golden Week's colors powers, the ability to control people's emotions. That would technically be appropriate for him. Yes, except that Miss Golden Week's power was confirmed to not be a devil fruit. Unless that was retconned, and it is now. But years ago, it was confirmed by Oda to not be a devil fruit. Emil said, will Egghead have a self-destruct button? Baltimore did, right? the Frankie in the sky. I mean, Frankie needs to hit the button too. So, I might have to do a video on this, but let's talk about this SBS. Let's talk about this SBS. Yo, has everyone read, like, the SBS? Because they revealed in the SBS the names of the Cypherpole members. Cypherpole 0, right? So you've got... This dude's name is Gizmonda. That's cool. I'm fine with that. That's a dope name. Schoolboy Collins is apparently Joseph. All right, so he's Schoolboy Joey Collins. And Dripper Scarfino, Big Dripper, is Guernica. But the implication that, you know, that we got in the chapter where that name was revealed implied that Joseph, Schoolboy Collins, was Guernica. But no. And what do we know about Guernica? Guernica took the photo of Gear 5 Luffy. sent that into the world government. Now, from a shout out to Mr. Terry for the sub. Now, what we know of that is that the Gorosei was not happy about that picture leaking. They didn't want Gear 5 Luffy on the poster. So that means that Dripper, you know, whoever put that, picture out there was acting against direct orders. And one of Dripper's last actions was, with Drake talking about how he envied his freedom, his ability to do things. Now, I have a theory on the channel where I talk about how I think Cypher Pole Zero are slaves. That they've all got the hoof of the soaring dragon on them, and that the reason why they are protectors of the celestial dragons is because they are strong, right? So it's basically, hey, you have a particular set of skills, so rather than just using you as a slave, we'll send you on missions and all of that, but, that's like kind of the Suicide Squad for the One Piece world. Maybe they all have bombs in their necks or something, anything. Anyway. So Lucci and the crew at some point probably got caught, and because they know too much, because they're government members, instead of just being slaves, they got rolled into the Cypher Pole Zero program. This implies that Dripper got hit with Kaido's club. Did the whole thing, right? I'm gonna take this hit. Tekai. Had that moment with Schoolboy where he tips his hat like, all right, you went out like a G, my man. Thank you. Salutations. But Dripper must have gotten knocked through the Skull Dome down to the live floor. Luffy transforms into Gear 5, and Dripper pulls a camera out of somewhere, takes the picture, and then sends it. Whether he dies after that or not, like this, the SBS is implying that Dripper took the photo. Where we definitely see Schoolboy Joseph Collins, there, near the live floor, with the angle. So I feel like this has to be like I feel like Joseph is Dripper. Schoolboy Guernica Collins makes sense to me. Like, he took the photo. Dripper needs to be dead. Because if this is the case, Kaido got 0 bodies in Wano. This person who was hyped up as a murderer did 0 murdering. And this means that Dripper's alive. Which, Dripper's my GOAT, and the MVP of Wano. But this takes Wano down like another notch if this is true. Now, that's my little rant, and I'm going to see what everybody's saying. Because I know a lot of people wanted to hear my thoughts on that. There was also a Kid backstory, a backstory for Kid and Killer in the SBS, which means that Oda did not have time. Kid fans in the mud. Phantom Greyfire said, Dripper forever in our hearts, for sure. Shin says Dripper took it while he was dead. Auto timer shot. Mark said the implication is that Dripper betrayed them. That is the implication for sure. Which, if that's the case, like, I'm okay. But dude took like a Conqueror's Hockey blast from that club while Kaido was enraged after, like, it was the equivalent of what happened to Higurashi, right? And the implication is that Arashi was on rocks because she turned into Shiki. So I mean that's my headcanon. So it wasn't like she was a pushover. So that means Dripper's like top 5. Chrissy said Dripper got almost killed by Kaido, but still posted on Insta immediately afterwards. Dripper had to do it for the gram real quick. Better add this to my story or it never happened. Dripper Guernica Scarfino. Also is pronounced Yosef and Gizmonda. Yeah, I'm gonna say Gizmonda. Alright. Then he's Yoey Collins. Cool boy Yosef. Mark's out of here. Later, Mark. Appreciate you being here, brother. Emil said, no wonder he failed to kill himself. Kaido can't kill. Oh, man. Zach said, where can I read the SBS? Google it. I'm sure it's on Reddit. Probably on Library of Ohara. It's definitely on Twitter. Dizza quoting me saying that Wano will age like fine wine. And Dizza said, this wine tastes like shit. Hey, look. All right, I was just, when I said that, I was basing it off of prior knowledge, okay? Thriller Bark has aged like fine wine. Dressrosa has aged like fine wine. Most of Fishman Island has aged very well. Parts of Punk Hazard have aged very well. Wano. I mean, time will tell, but that's not looking good. Does it say get some Nike slides, Mark? Get some Nika slides. Mag Mortar said Judge, Dripper greater than Judge, the true top 5. Yeah, we're gonna have to get Dripper top 5 shirts. Have I seen Zoro's earring? Is there something with it in this chapter? The roast of Wano. Oh, the roast continues. Max was like, Kaido's like, Oda, yeah, I killed in the past. So how about doing it in front of me? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. That's the old me, man. That's the old me. Harry said we need to get a store back. We do. We do. We do. I miss the store. I miss it. The thing is that I really liked how it integrated with YouTube, like directly. And it's like, if I create another store, then it's just like an external link to a different place. Like I could do like Teespring or something like that, but it doesn't connect to YouTube. So it'd just be like a link in the description. Which, you know, hey, we gotta get the stuff back. I don't know if we'll have aprons, though. That was the cool thing about the site I was using. Oh, and the SBS Oda drew the earrings. Oh, like what they represent, like he did with the Wado and all that. Fable's in here. What's up, my guy? Whoa, 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 whoa. Barry said I never got my Kaizoku Supreme shirt. But, like, did you order it and then they never sent it? Because that's wild. Barry said I'll forever cherish my apron. Yeah, those aprons are like, that's limited edition right now. Let's see. Fable, you alright, bro? You good? You okay, man? Hoping everything's alright, man. For real. Oh, Barry said, no, I never ordered it. The store got taken down before I could. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I wanted to get one of the string bags with the Savage Pirate logo on it. But couldn't do that. I gotta find the time. Gotta find the time. We need a Dripper plushie. Well, they're actually making official Dripper merch, by the way. Like, there are Dripper figures that are coming out. Like, I have a custom from a group in China, but, like, Van Presto is making Dripper figures, which is crazy. Fable said it went well. Alright, good. Well, Fable, Film Red's probably going to hit crazy. Caleb said, I love how everybody in the community knows him as Dripper. Yeah, even Ty, he sent me a clip of Tekking calling him Dripper, and like I know a bunch of other YouTubers in the community call him Dripper, and like if you do a search on Twitter, like they call him Dripper too. Like we really started something, and truth be told, it's one of my favorite things that has come out of the channel. The fact that like I just named this unnamed dude, and then everybody started calling him the name that I called him, and that is hilarious to me. I love it. I love it. Next Halloween, do you think I can pull off a Dripper costume? I mean, I can always pull off a Dripper costume. Can I source the material for it? I don't know. Morge called him Dripper too. I'm always gonna call him Dripper. Like, Guernica is in like parentheses if that's his real name, but I feel like it's gonna get switched and he's actually Yosef. Phantom said gonna have to start a petition to rename him Dripper officially. Vern said really wish that Schoolboy Collins had caught on. Yeah. Yeah, I put those Beppo emojis because I was really hoping for more Law and Blackbeard this chapter. And I was hoping to get proven wrong about Beppo. Let's see. Fable said, how'd y'all like the ending of the chapter? Theories are getting confirmed. Oh yeah. I mean, we had heard that the Ancient Kingdom was an advanced civilization, so here we go. And we know that the technology that Vegapunk is using is from hundreds of years in the future, right? So it all just lines up. Of course, this is the way it looked. Of course, there was a highly advanced civilization that was very sci-fi based. You know, the moon, everything like that, and that's what was destroyed to send everybody back. Who is Guernica is the right question, Prappy. Who is Guernica? I don't know. See. So, let's see here. I think that might be everything to get us through this chapter. We're going for 2 hours here. The Brett Fairchild said, will Zoro kicking out Caribou be the cause of Caribou taking ancient weapon secrets to someone else out of spite? Probably. Or he like slinks his way into hearing Vegapunk drop all of this information. That's a possibility as well. Fable's out of here. Said everyone be well, Hardy. Fable, you be well. Okay? You be well. I'll catch you later, my man. Yeah, this was fun. We got all of the Vegapunks, so they're all shown. We've got Shaka here. Shaka was the one to be the first person to say they were a Vegapunk to another group, so this is good. This is what I wanted. Any thoughts on Cavill being back as Superman? Love it. Cavill's a great Superman. Leaving Witcher, though, I think Netflix should have waited until his schedule opened up before they, did it. Fable out here with the member message. Member for 17 months, my guy. Shaka the Drip King for sure. Netflix should have just waited. There's no need to do a recast. Okay, he's going back to Superman. You want a season 3?
Another one.
Just hold off. Just hold off. The show was good because of Cavill. Yeah. But Netflix doesn't care. It's just about the, it's got to fit their timeline and their algorithm. It's probably going to flop, unfortunately. So, but we'll see. Is it just me or the camera shaking a lot? Yeah, sorry. That's because I was holding the laptop and scrolling, so it was shaking the camera. Emil said, I feel like we'll see Smoker next chapter. I feel like I've been saying that for the next 3 chapters, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I know Smoker's going to be in this arc. Okay? And I would love if Smoker is the person that actually runs into Zoro and Brook. Yeah. But I'm going to wrap things up, guys. Get started on, you know, shooting an analysis, all of that. Eat something. I want to get a Film Red video out at some point this weekend or this week as well. So, we here. We back. I got to set up a time. We didn't do the Hunter x Hunter chapter last week because I was super busy, so we'll probably just bang out like the last week's and this week's sometime this week as well. So we'll figure that out. I haven't read the chapter yet, so I haven't read it, but I'll get into it. Either way, thanks everybody. Appreciate you. The Savage Crew. Love it. We're back here for 1066 next Friday. And if you're new here, hit the button. Like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. We here.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.